The major play that shifted the momentum on Thanksgiving evening for the Minnesota Fighting Vikings against the New England Patriots was, of course, King Kene Nwangwu, the pride of Iowa State. His 97-yard kick return just really putting the Vikings in the driver's seat. And it was the first return of the year. He's already got 3 for his career, 2 as a rookie, which is amazing. And it was just a matter of time. Where, Kene, has had some ups and downs, peaks and valleys this year under new special teams coordinator Matt Daniels, but they finally hit it. And so something I love, too, Matt Daniels, the way that he addresses the media, he calls a lot of the reporters, he addresses them by their first name, and he gives answers versus, coach speak, blah, 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 blah. And he just sounds and carries himself like a head coach someday. The way that he hypes up his players, the whole praise in public, critique in private sort of deal versus don't try to critique your players through the media, and the way that he just takes ownership of mistakes or shortcomings and is like, hey, that's on me. We'll do better. And I think players love that. Absolutely, he sounds like a future head coach. I love that Kevin O'Connell every week puts his coordinators out in front of the media. Not every team does this. And I think that what Kevin O'Connell wants to do, the way that he's paying it forward, the way that he's had it paid forward to him from other head coaches, hey, I want you guys to get experience with the media because that's part and parcel of becoming a head coach. So guys like Matt Daniels, guys like Wes Phillips, not Ed Donatel, but his coordinators should be head coaches in the league someday. Just growing that coaching tree. But anyway, Matt Daniels talk about King Kene's 97-yard kick return. And it's really interesting. So Kevin Seifert, ESPN, who's not Carl Gerbschmidt, Viking special teams coordinator Matt Daniels said King Kene Nwangwu's 97-yard kick return versus Patriots was a brand new play scheme that Phillips and assistant Ben Kotwicka drew up at halftime. New assignments for everyone. And it's just amazing. And he expanded on it. It's like he literally had a sheet of paper and a Sharpie, and him and Kotwicka. Also, it's fantastic that he gives so much praise to his assistants and subordinates. Kotwicka is that dude, man. So they just drew it up. And one of the follow-up questions was like, has it been related to any of your previous schemes? No. And that's what I absolutely love about Matt Daniels, where all right, so we've seen coaches before, whether it's offense, defense, special teams, where it's like, this is my scheme. This scheme works. If we're not having success, it's the players, it's not the scheme. And too many coaches try to jam their players into a scheme versus building a scheme around their players. And Daniels recognized that, hey, we should be having more success on kick returns. We have the best kick return in the National Football League. We haven't busted one. Now it is the perfect time. And, Kene, he sort of struggled in the first half. They weren't really getting much going. Of course, the Patriots and Belichick and Slater, they're very disciplined on special teams. So the fact that you just put your ego aside, like, hey, everything with a scheme, everything we've been working on, it's not working. So here's what we're going to do. It's just really cool. And they literally drew it up in the dirt, like Sandlot style. He continued, Daniels is beating himself up for veering into unnecessarily complicated schemes and assignments prior to the Nwangwu touchdown. Our philosophy is a simple approach with an aggressive mindset, and it wasn't simple. Attributed it to hiccups of a first-time coordinator. So, again, that's the whole taking ownership, where he's like, that's my fault. That's my fault as a coordinator. Why we haven't had success, trying to make things too complicated, trying to make things too complex, because, we're humans. Like, we want to show off the ego. Like, we want to make things overly complex. So it's like, that's the genius. That's the beauty right there. But just lining it up, and you have tough, physical, aggressive players, and then just letting them play, sometimes that's the best approach. And I think that given the way that the Vikings have been playing in these close games, if they can get King Kene going on kick returns, if they can get Jalen Reagor going on punt returns, and all of a sudden, I think the Vikings, they already have an advantage in the third phase, except for Greg Joseph. But I think overall, the return, the coverage units have been generally good this year. The return units, I think, could get amped up a little bit more. And if Daniels and company gets their stuff together the rest of the year, it's going to be awesome, man. It's going to be awesome. But your thoughts are thoughts. Special teams coordinator Matt Daniels spoke and broke down about King Kene's 97-yard kick return for a touchdown against the Patriots. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts and his thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.